What's up, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll let everybody populate the space. One sec. Give it a few minutes. Let's take a look at what's happening. Obviously, we had the ISM data, PPI data just came out, so markets sold off a little bit on those news as the economy, U.S. economy in price producer index, how much producers pay for their goods and services, core products, etc., to produce products for you, their pricing has increased. So, which is contradicting to all the data we've gotten in the last week with the CPI, with the ISM, with everything else. All right, so obviously this news, again, you have to, this news brought to the attention that the economy might not need as much stimulus as previously regarded. So the chances of Fed decreasing interest rates went down a little bit, okay? And that's why markets are reflecting that. But we're at very interesting points right now. I'll do the analysis. Let me just hop back a little bit. So we're going to do a quick analysis today. Then we're going to do, one second, let me just see if the YouTube crowd is online as well. Yeah, okay, I think everybody's here. There we go. All right. Yeah, so today, if you guys want to ask questions on YouTube, you're more than welcome to. On Discord, I'm not sure if somebody's going to monitor Discord. I'll try to answer a few Discord ones as well. Okay, yeah, Katz is there, so he's going to be the one monitoring that. All right, guys, so basically we'll talk about the analysis, what trades I'm looking at, and then I'm going to talk about your Q&As, your questions and answers. And then I'll tell you how to stay profitable and for long-term profitability in this business. Because it takes, anybody can be profitable for a little while, as we all know. And then a lot of people just give it all back and give up, okay? So how do you extract money from markets year after year after year after year? And that's the point of the discussion. But first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Like I said, the PPI news just came out, and they're showing that the inflation, the pricing for producers of goods and services has gone up. For producers, actual not services, for producers of physical goods has gone up. Thus, if their cost goes up, obviously they're gonna be selling less of those things. Wait. Getting some, one second, boys and girls. YouTube, let me know if everything is fine with the stream, because I'm getting like it's one sec. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening. So again, with the PPI coming in hotter than expected, it was quite a beat. So markets obviously immediately reacted, and we are at the pullback zone. So what are we talking about always? On Monday or Tuesday, I was telling you how yesterday when we were somewhere here. I was telling you not to chase. Why? Because you're gonna get a pullback. Where? Previous all-time high. This area right here. It doesn't matter what you look at, right? So this is the zone. So do not. I did trade Nasdaq when we broke out on Tuesday after the news. We ran up a little bit. I closed at the end of the day. It ran up even more on Wednesday. I did not participate in that. Why? I explained to you why. I said I'm not going to be chasing here because I don't know if it's going to go up or down. But I know for a fact that the pullback will come eventually. And the pullback usually comes when there's a catalyst. So today we have gotten the catalyst, and now all we have to do is wait for the reaction. So we've gotten the initial reaction, which is a sell-off, which is fine. So we're now approaching areas of interest. First area of interest is obviously this previous all-time highs, right? Let me actually do this. 1 second, NASDAQ. You can mark them as an area between the, this would be the area, right? So what did I explain to you how to enter those trades when you have these pullbacks, right? So direction is up. What do? You trade up. So all you have to do is wait for a signal. What kind of signal are we waiting for? Very simple. We were waiting for a candle like this, all right? Some kind of reversal pattern around this area of interest. So area of interest doesn't mean that it can go like this. It can just keep on going down, sure. That's why we're not just blindly leaving an order here, all right? Or here, okay? What we're doing is we're waiting now that the price has reached the area, initial area. It can be a little deeper. It can be 618, it can be 786. Ideal, obviously, if we see is at 786 today, and then you see a candle formation like this, with the then next candle taking out the price, the top of this candle, you put your stop loss below swing low, and you ride to the highs or above if you want to, right? So that would be the picture perfect trade today. And this is why you don't leave orders, because you don't know if it's going to stop here, here, or here, or if it's going to stop at all. But what you know is the trend is up. So for now, you're looking to buy things. We had a breakout, retest, and now we're getting continuation. I mean, this is I've shown you gazillion examples of this yesterday. For those who join us on YouTube and Funding Futures, let me see. I think Bitcoin does this all the time. So look at Bitcoin. I've shown you Bitcoin ad nauseum. How Bitcoin loves to retest to the T, by the way, to the motherfucking T. Retest, continuation, breakout, retest, continuation, breakout, retest, continuation. Okay. So right now, though, very interestingly, as you can see, this is the previous all-time high. We're unable to break out. So there's a lot of trapped idiots sitting there. Why? Well, because they rushed into the fucking thing. That's why. So now they have trapped traders who bought the breakout to the top side instead of waiting for this type of price action, right? So they bought the breakout, and now they're paying the price because their stop losses were either here, and this is them getting liquidated, or here, and again, it all got wicked out, okay? This is an engulfing, nasty candle because it can still follow through a little bit more, which for you is great because it can allow you to enter into longs. Again, you don't enter longs. Let me just fix this a little bit. There you go. This is a lot better. Right, so we've essentially had a breakout. We're retesting this channel. Let's see if we, on the 1 hour time frame, we're gonna start posting. Oh, there we are posting. See, we had a nice sell-off, liquidation sell-off. We took out swing lows right here, right? See this wick. So the stop loss city, baby, stop loss city. This is people getting liquidated. And now the price has exhausted itself, and you have a turnaround. So all you got to do is wait for this candle to close. Well, it's going to take a while to close, right? But still, you have to wait. And if the candle closes like this hammer right now, and then the price takes out this candle's high, you put your stop loss here. You do 1 to 1, 1 to 2, easy. That's an easy trade right there. Okay, why? Because you know that the trend is up. Okay, you've had the pullback. You have all the FOMO traders just got stopped out. FOMO meaning they were late to the party and they were buying when they shouldn't have been buying, right? So now that they got popped, they basically all their money is gone, right? Now the price can rise, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is so unfair." It's unfair because you're an idiot, or simply inexperienced, and you lack discipline. All right, you lack a discipline, as they used to say in South Park, right? you need to understand how markets move instead of being a bitch and crying that markets are unfair, markets are this, markets are that. Markets are markets. It's you who does not understand the markets, all right? And to understand the markets, you have to be in the markets long enough to observe this behavior over and over again. And two best advice I was ever given, or I can give you, is number one, if you ever if you're one of those traders that get stopped out constantly and you lose money, if you're still a losing trader, I got the best fucking advice for you ever. You put your entry where you would put your stop loss. All right? Did you hear what I just said? People who wanted to buy, let's say this price action, and they wanted to buy the dip here. Instead of buying a dip, let's say you wanted to buy a dip right here, right? For some reason you wanted to buy it. You left an order here with the stop loss here, to thinking that it's gonna bounce, for example. So what you should do if you're constantly losing, you should put your entry where your stop loss is. So if you put your entry here, your stop loss would be here. You would be already running in profit. Okay? And this is an extreme example, but trust me, try it. For the next 10 trades, what you do is you look at your trade, you set your entry, you set your stop loss, and then you don't execute it. You then put your entry to where your original stop loss was. That's when you go for it. And you'll be surprised how all your bitching disappears. Like, oh my God, now I'm a profitable trader. They're not hunting my stops anymore. Yeah, because nobody's hunting your $10 stop, as I say, right? But all the big players, they put stop losses there as well, because they're just as moronic. And even bigger players know that they're moronic, so they take advantage of it. So if you don't want to be taken advantage of, put your stop losses, put your entries where your stop losses were, and you'll be surprised how well you're going to start trading. All right? So that's a little, that's one of the ways to stay very, very profitable long-term in this business. And obviously you have to understand how markets work, right? So another great thing, great mentality hack that you need to do in order for you to be profitable is very simple. You need to understand that, oh man, I lost my train of thought. One second, let me see. So one of the best advice, another best advice I can give you is this: think like a market maker, okay? Think like a person who you think is stopping you out. It's a psychology game. It has nothing to do with entries and exits. It's like poker. Everybody understands the poker. Oh, you have 2 aces or 3 aces or this. Everybody understands the mechanics of it, the simple mechanics, right? What beats what? You know, a flush, a straight flush, this, that. Everybody understands these little things, kind of like trading. Everybody has these little techniques, when to enter, when to exit, da-da-da. It's all bullshit. Because it's the majority of trading occurs right here, in your fucking head. And in order for you to be a winning trader or be on a winning side, you always have to think what your opponents are doing. Because trading is a zero-sum game. You don't, if you lose money, somebody else took it away from you. Same in reverse. Somebody has to sell you something thinking that he's selling you at a good price, and you buy it basically cheap, right? So one of the people in that transaction is going to be a loser, both thinking that they're going to be winners. Do you understand that, right? So when you constantly get stopped out, you're thinking you were doing the right thing, but you weren't. So it's your thinking. Your thinking is not right. So start thinking like a market maker. What's a market maker? The person who makes the market, the big dog. What would you do to step out? Ask yourself that question every single day when you turn on your monitors, turn on your computers. How would you how would you gain the most amount of money fucking the most amount of people out of it? That's a nasty fucking question. But it's true. What would you do to step out to where's the liquidity, essentially, right? Where is the money? What would you do to step out the maximum amount of people out of maximum amount of money? And it's obvious, right? It's these swing lows, swing highs, because this is where all the fucking dickheads keep their stop losses, right? That's what's in the books. Okay? So this is what, when you start thinking like a market maker, you're gonna start making money. This is how you become a professional in this business. It has nothing to do with the entries and exits. Everybody has their own technique to enter and exit. It has nothing to do, because I can be long euro dollar, you can be short euro dollar, and we both can make money if we're professional, right? It's just the timing of exit and how you keep the managed trade, when to get out, when to not to get out, break even, not break even, partials, no partials, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But it's all mental game. And most people don't want to do the mental part aspect of it. They think that, I'm just going to go on YouTube and, okay, the moving average crossover, the liquidity grab here, whatever, ICT, Elliott wave, whatever the fuck, the moon cycles. It has nothing to do with the moon cycles or ICT or smart money concepts or dumb money concepts or any of that shit. It's just psychology of traders. How do you fuck the most amount of people out of the most amount of money? That's it. And this is where the price is going to go, most likely, to stop out, and then it's going to go into the direction where it's originally we're supposed to go. That's why, be patient. Don't chase. You don't need to chase. You're going to get your chance. See, all the retards who were chasing today, buying the breakout. And again, one second. The people, oh shit. Now the people who are the market might keep on running, right? So the people who are now going to be buying when this candle closes, let's say this candle closes positively, and you have it's showing the sign of reversal. Those are the people who are patient and will be making money. People who bought it right here are now either stopped out or they're sweating. They're praying to every single god on the planet, and probably alien gods as well, saying, "Oh God, please come back." And the minute it comes back, sometimes it comes back, right? If they didn't get stopped out, they're gonna be like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, and Hare Krishna," and they will see it break even, and then the price keeps them going. How many times did it happen to you, right? That the price finally went to break even, and oh my God, thank you, right? And then oh my God, I should have kept it, right? So instead of being in this, and the reason why you do that is very simple, because your mentality is now bugged. It's attached to this shitty trade, which precludes you from thinking anything else. Now you're just managing. You're in a stress mode. Your amygdala is working. You're not your logical prefrontal cortex, right? You're in this fight or flight mode. You're in emotional mode, and all you're doing is managing this shitty motherfucking trade. You cannot think of anything else, and that's why you miss a lot of other opportunities, and you don't. And until you get out of this trade, you don't actually. You're unable to be successful, to be quite honest, right? So instead of being in this shitty trade that might come back, might not come back, or you take a stop loss, whatever, right? Just be patient. Be patient, and you always get a chance. You always get a chance, because markets don't move in a straight line. They always move in these ebbs and flows. So why would you want to buy right here, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to miss out, and then it does this, stops you out, and then it goes, you're like, oh, but I was right, and the market is stupid, man. What are you, 5 years old? Right? No. So just wait for these ebbs and flows, and you're going to be successful. Into where? Into the direction of the motherfucking trend. That's where you're doing it. Okay? So no looking for reversals. Stop looking for stupid fucking reversals. Don't look for any reversals. You don't have the fucking... Nobody knows when anything is going to reverse, okay? What happens is this. Out of, let's say, 100,000 traders, 2 catch the reversals. Then they make movies about those 2 lucky morons who caught the reversals. And 99.999% of other retards, they just wiped out and you never hear about them, okay? And then they make, oh, well, this guy predicted 2008 crash and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, he was sitting for 3 fucking years. If you watch the movie about 2008 crash, right? The autistic guy who played by, what's his name? Christian Bale, right? He was down for 3 fucking years before 2008 crash. So that means he missed all of this move just to catch some of this move. So why don't you just do this, catch this? And it's stress-free because you're not pissing against the wind. You're literally just trading with the trend. Stop looking for reversals. Be patient. Wait for a pullback. Wait for a reversal sign at the areas of interest. What are areas of interest? Very simple. You mark weekly, big levels. How's this fucking for working out? For fuck's sake. How more technical do you have to be? I mean, literally, it's the same fucking thing all over again. So why am I gonna buy here when I can wait for the price to confirm first? Because now look at this weekly chart. If we're gonna close this week like this with this candle, you bet your ass this thing is gonna go down, and it's gonna step out all the stop losses that are now here for the smarter crowd with less leverage, and then it's gonna reverse. So that's why you don't fucking buy here. You don't buy here, right? You just you don't buy you wait for the confirmation. I like to trade with confirmation. Some people like to trade not with confirmation. I prefer confirmation for that specific reason. Okay, I like because I want to sleep at night and I don't want to fight the battle that I don't need to fight. This business is stressful enough. So why am I going to put myself in a position where now I'm in a losing trade? My brain is unable to think about anything else, and it stops seeking other opportunities because now you're watching the fucking the shitty trade, right? You need to resolve the problem before you move on to something else, right? And don't give me this multitasking bullshit. Fuck you. That's bullshit. This is why you don't want to. This is why you need to cut the losers if they're losing. If whatever technique for stop losses that you do, right? You need to cut them off and move the fuck on, because once you move on, you free up mental bandwidth. We all have limited mental bandwidth. Okay, don't think you're just gonna be I'm gonna have a loser here and do this and no, you're not gonna do any of that shit. You have a limited amount of muscle in your brain, mental bandwidth, right? Same thing as you go to the gym. You're not gonna be PRing your best bench press, right? For 5 hours in a row. You can't, right? You're setting your personal best push, let's say, whatever, right? So lifting weights. You can do it once, twice, but you cannot do it for a fucking hour. Your maximum, your PR, right? Your maximum best weight, the heaviest, right? Same thing with your brain. If after a while you're just exhausted with your shitty fucking decision making, and then by the time you have good opportunities forming, you're so fucking exhausted already from managing a shitty trade that you're incapable of making a good decision, and that's why you literally stay, as a losing trader or not a profitable trader. Wow, BTC down 4%. That's crazy. That's all right. Enough with BTC. Let's take a look at what's going on with the S&P, NAS. All right. So see, now why do you think there's a pause here at this area of interest? Because all the other fucking big traders are looking at the areas of interest. So why aren't you? That's why. Now, your job is to not do anything at this point. Your job is to see what those motherfucking big traders will be doing at this fucking level. That's all you got to do. And once you start seeing that the big fucking dogs with trillions and trillions of dollars, right, or whatever, billions under management, blah, 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 right? Forex market is $7 trillion a day in volume. 7 fucking trillion. Bonds are what, 2-3 trillion a day? Right? And here you are with your 100,000. Woo! Or me with 1 million or 2 or 5 or 10. Doesn't fucking matter. It's not money. It's not even a piss in a bucket. All right? So, What you need to do is wait. You understand that the big dogs watch big fucking levels from dailies, from 4 hour, 1 hour time frame, mostly from daily weeklies. All right, this is a good 4 hour, good daily level, right? And now we want to see if we can get a trade, and how. So your job now, okay, you set an alert, the price comes to you as this is why I wasn't selling or chasing here, because you don't know, sometimes price just wants to run away, like Bitcoin. How many people wanted to short at 100,000, 105, 110, and price keeps going to 120, right? So you don't want to be shorting all-time highs, never. That's the stupidest thing you can do, okay? Because one time you'll catch it, but most of the time you're just gonna step out, and then your stop loss is gonna get, your losing position is gonna get so big that you cannot afford to take a stop loss anymore, because it's gonna be minus 50% of your account, minus 70% of your account, minus whatever the fuck, right? And it's just so big, you're now praying to gods. Oh, please Jesus. Oh, please, praise Allah, whatever. You know, let the price please come. I'll pray to whoever, you know, for the price to come back and just so I can get my money back. So instead of praying to every single god on the planet, you just be patient. You be patient. Wait for the pullback and wait for the continuation. And now that we got, oops, one sec. Now that we've received our, now that the price has arrived to the level. 1 second, I don't know what's taking. Okay, there we go. Now that the price has arrived to the level of interest, all you gotta do is wait for a reversal off of this level. Okay, so it's we have stock market open in 2 minutes. Stock the indices, right? Cash market. So let's wait 30 minutes. You wait. You see what happens. You, like I said, you have a reversal candle with a follow through. You have to have a follow through. It needs to take out the candle's high, right? Because sometimes you're gonna get a reversal candle, and then the price keeps on going down. So you want to have a higher probability of a chance of the trade working out. You need to have a confirmation, and the confirmation comes not just with a. First of all, you need to wait for the candle to close. Most people, oh my God, okay, this is bullish enough. Let me jump in, and then and it reverses, because you have 30 fucking minutes for the hour to close. All right, so you have to wait for confirmation. Once you wait for confirmation, that's when you can enter. And trust me, you're gonna have plenty of. All right, let me again this stupid fucking example with Bitcoin, because it's easy to. Confirmation is this. You see the price went in, right? Went down, touched the previous all-time highs, right? You see this candle, the engulfing bullish candle, taking out this little guy. So you enter at top of this candle right here. This is the entry point. This is your stop loss. And this is 1 to 1 right here. This is 1 to 2. This is 1 to 3, approximately, right? So yes, you didn't enter right here. So what? You have 1, 2, 3 still, fucking plenty of space to trade. So why am I gonna leave an order here and risk this price, and then I don't make dick, when I can wait for a little bit of confirmation, a little bit of patience, and I get a sweet, sweet ride with no headache, essentially. No fucking headache. You can be even smarter. Obviously, this is a daily chart, so you can be granular. You can get even a better entry on a shorter time frame. Blah 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 blah. But just for the sake of argument, you have a reversal pattern. This is an engulfing reversal pattern, right? Sometimes you get a candle like this, right? A hammer candle. Sometimes you get a railroad track. Sometimes you get an engulfing candle. So go right now. Your homework for today. Go to motherfucking Google. Go to ChatGPT, whatever, and type in reversal candle patterns. So top 3 reversal candle patterns. And that's all you do at big levels. And I promise you, if you just do that, you'll be fucking profitable. You will send me a box of cigars in a month or 2 just doing that shit. Okay? That's the God honest truth. All right. Let's take some questions. All right. Wow. There's a lot of... Is profitability just a myth? Can somebody be a profitable trader in the long term? Well, yeah. Well, I mean, all the hedge funds, right? All the big hedge funds, all the star traders, you know, there are plenty of people who make money trading. That's the whole point. I don't know. I don't understand that question. Most people don't. It's same thing as, you know, it's only 5% that make money in this business. Same thing as the basketball or football player or an artist or singer. How many people can sing? How many times did you go to a restaurant and there's a lady singing and she sings like an angel? And or in a movie, have you seen, right? Somebody goes to some a bar or restaurant, there's a lady singing, angelic voice, and you don't know who the fuck she is, and and you'll never will, and nobody knows who the fuck she is, right? So there's plenty of people who can do certain things, but only very few get to the top of the level. And same thing with trading, same thing with playing football, basketball, tennis, right? How many people can hit a ball? A lot of people can do the ball, right? But very few get to the top, and that's what it takes. That's why it takes tenacity and hard work, and being focused, laser, being focused just on this. You don't focus on anything else but this. For 2 years, I promise you, you will be making money. No girls, no fucking, no going clubs, no drinking on every weekend, no partying, none of that shit. You do gym, you do meditation, you do aerobic activity like walks, jogging outside, running, whatever the fuck, playing some sports outside. You take care of your body, your mind, and you do this for 2 years. I promise you, you will be a millionaire. Promise you. Stan, do you think that the bond market is the main element that moves the market? Can't hear you in Discord. Gen week trades. Okay. Not sure what the hell happened with Discord. Anyway. Yes, interest rates are one of the primary drivers of the markets. So everybody needs to watch interest rates, and that's why we watch inflation and response to the inflation are interest rates adjustments by Federal Reserves and or other central banks in other countries, right? ECB in Europe, BOE in England, Bank of Australia, Bank of New Zealand, Bank of Schmambiland, whatever the fuck, right? So all these central banks, they set overnight interest rates, from which then everything else, all the other interest rate products get their pricing. So, for example, if you want to take a car loan, all of that is affected how much interest you're going to be paying for that car on the loan, or a house, or whatever, credit card. So, yes, it's not the only thing, because nobody cares about the interest rates in Zimbabwe. It can be 200%, right? But it's if it's a meaningless economy, worthless economy, then nobody gives a fuck about the interest rates. They do, but they don't, right? So there are several components. Major components are, right, you want to have the stable economy, growing economy, or whatever the hell is going on with the economy. And interest rates are the other large component. So this is why we watch what? Non-farm payrolls and CPI and Fed decisions. You don't really need to watch anything else. So today we had PPI inflation data. You basically want to gauge how is the economy doing and what are interest rates are doing. That's all fundamental fucking economics you need to understand and learn. That takes about 1 day of learning. Maybe you spend a month listening to the shit. You'll be a fucking a superstar. You don't need to You don't need to go to school for. You don't need to go to London School of Economics to do any of this shit. Okay. You just understand the basic ways that how interest rates move the markets, and their effect on the markets, and you will understand on which side you should be positioned on, right? So like I said, during COVID, United States aggressively raised interest rates, and Europe was still holding euro at zero. So what happened was, So I'm just gonna go to monthly chart. So this is COVID. This is United States raising interest rates. So the value of the euro compared to the United States is now going down, aggressively going down, until they started raising interest rates. Why? Well, so let's say I have $100 to deposit. There is a US bank, and there is, for the simplicity of the argument, obviously we're dealing with bonds and T-notes and this and that, whatever. But for the simplicity of the argument, you have two banks, one located in Europe, one located in United States. Both pay zero. All of a sudden, one of the banks is starting to pay you 10%. Where are you going to put your money, right? If you need help answering that question, shoot yourself, not literally. Metaphorically speaking. You know, but you get the point. If somebody's starting to pay you more APR or yield, and this is what money does essentially. Big money just chases yield around the world with the caveat: what's the most stable versus unstable, because you want to return your capital, obviously, and that's it, right? Capital and how much money you can make on that capital. So you make that analysis, and that's what this whole trading is all about: chasing yield with safety, with certain degrees of safety. There is never 100% safety on anything. Anyway, so this is that's why, depending on this is why it's important to watch two things: NFPs and the inflation data and the Federal Reserve or any other bank, whatever you trade, the central bank's decisions on the interest rates. Okay. Let's see what else. How do you deal with the remaining calm and consistent once you start to finally find your groove in trading and starting to make money? How do you keep composed and humble when you success and ego? Well, success and ego. Well, the ego got beaten the fuck out of me a long time ago. Markets are very astute teacher. They take a baseball bat and they smack you over the head until you fucking behave, you know, or you become brokey, you know, and you fuck off, whatever. But you endure so much pain through stress and agony and just suicidal thoughts, you know. Seriously. And this is why the bankers jump off the window, right? In the 30s and whatever. Yeah, it's true, right? It's stressful. So after enduring all that stress, that's why it's not that I'm brilliant, which I am. I'll take the credit. But it's just I've been beaten like a rented mule so many times that when I say I don't want to chase market, I'm going to wait for a confirmation. This is why I wait for confirmation, because I used to chase and I got fucked in the ass, right? So now, after getting fucked in the ass so many times by the market, you're like, I don't like this shit. I don't want to be in that position anymore. I want to be in a winning position. And this is how you learn. This is how you become confident. And this is how you start doing the right thing. You know, it's like, again, you trading, what everybody does in trading is very simple. There's a hot stove, meaning losing position, and you put your hand on it. Oh, well, it burns. Let me do it again and again and again until you fucking learn. No, okay, this is not going to work out. All right, putting your hand on a hot stove does not work as a benefit to you, right? Get your hand off the fucking stove. Stop. Put down the shovel. Stop digging your own fucking grave, right? All these metaphors. And look at this nice, right? What do you think is going to happen now when, again, you have to wait for the candle to close. But if this candle closes like this and we take out the top of this candle, I can guarantee you we're going to go up. Not guarantee you at 100%, but the probability is 70% probability it's going to go up. Okay? Let's see, gold. Gold is just fucking annoying. Look at this nasty chop fest. All right. So the way you and how do you remain calm and collected and all that shit? Very simple. You have a series of trades. I've been explaining this as well. This is your timeline. Out of you have 100 trades, whatever, right? I don't give a shit if this is a loser and this is a loser, and this is a loser, and this is a loser. I don't care when on this timeline there is a few losers in a row. So that's why when I get one loser or two losers or three losers, I don't really give a shit. Because I know out of 100 of these, my system that I've tested, traded, and this is why you need to develop your system first before you start shooting from the hip, right? You don't care what individual trade will, one second. Fuck. Give me a phone call. I gotta take this, guys. This is important. Hello?
Hey Stan, this is Max over at Stretch on Virtual. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm busy right now. Can you call me back in an hour?
Yes.
Thanks. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So on a series of 100 trades, I don't really care that if there will be losers. That's why. But you guys, novice guys, you marry the fucking thing right here. Oh my God, one loser. Instead of letting it just run its course and stop you out, right, and move on and free up your mental bandwidth, you let this loser go do this, and instead of being small, it's now you're down 50% on your whatever 50% on your account, and then then you're fucked. So this is why you have to look at trading as a series of lots of trades, and you don't care about any individual one of them. And this is how you remain calm. You just, okay, so this is a test, this is a test, this is a test. And again, it all occurs because of the shitty educational system that was brought to us by during the industrialization, where the school system was producing factory workers. That's where you have a bell, a whistle, a lunch break. Everybody does your own thing. You just stand there, hammer, right? And this is what we're teaching our kids. No collaboration, no outside thinking. Just remember to do this, and that's it. Otherwise, if you do that, you're wrong. And that's why we're so beaten into this completely idiotic fucking thinking. That we're like, oh my God, I'm wrong. And you marry the trade, and it keeps going down, and you're praying to Buddha, Allah, Jesus to save you, right? And it's not your fault. You were brought up this way in this stupid fucking, elites designed this to have factory workers, and you need to unfuck yourself. You literally need to unfuck yourself from that mentality, from that thinking. And trading allows you to do that because it gives you freedom through money. And to get to that freedom part, you have to do a lot of work, mental work, to unfuck yourself. And that's when you become profitable. And now forget about profitable. You become a better human being because you understand things. And you're not part of the fucking sheep herd retards, lemmings, that are still stuck with that shitty fucking programming. You deprogram yourself. All right? All right. All right. Questions? All right, let's see questions on this for Jesus Christ. Heston Ramon. Okay, somebody said, hey Stan, remember how you said it's stupid to short all-time highs? I shorted crypto, I shorted ETH, and I'm doing just fine. Yes, I've addressed this ad nauseum. You can catch a reversal once in a while, but you train yourself to look for reversals and short markets that keep going up. So what happens is, out of 10 attempts that you do, only one will be successful, and you just train your brain, oh, this is a good way of making money. So now you'll be looking to short here, instead of enjoying the ride up. So you'll always be fighting. You'll be in this stressful fucking tense. You're going to burn out. And most of the people who adhere to this type of thinking usually don't make money long term, because you teach yourself shitty habits. And yes, I'm not saying there isn't. I have mean reversion trades. Okay, I do mean reversion trading, but I've been doing it for a long fucking time, so I can understand when to do mean reversion trades. Novice traders like you guys don't have zero fucking business doing that. Zero. It's like, you know, you don't know how to drive a car, and you're like, oh, I want to drift it on a racetrack. Not even drive fast, drift it. And you're like, oh, well, I drifted it successfully once. Yeah, and then you fucking crashed and burned fucking the rest of the 20 times you attempted it. Okay? But so before you start drifting, learn how to just drive in a straight line. You know? Get your license. Right? How to use a gas pedal. How to, you know, switch lanes on the highway. Just start with basics. Not drifting. So that's as simple as I can explain it. All right. I'm sure there's a lot more questions. Guys, all right. It's been 50 minutes. Like I said, best trades I'm seeing right now are equities. Equities are showing so far best signs, because now you have essentially a breakout, a retest, and a continuation forming. Okay, so Nasdaq is showing very good signs, especially if we take out this trend line. I think this is going to offer us very good opportunities to go for more upside. I know it's scary to buy anyway, it's scary to buy, but the body in motion stays in motion, probability-wise, rather than you knowing exactly when it's going to reverse. So I'm trying to make you understand what kind of mentality you need to be long-term successful, not to get one thing right and then look at me, I shorted the top, and then you're going to be trying to short the top. Okay, let me just do this stupid fucking example. Wouldn't you rather just be long? Would you rather be shorting or being long this market? Tell me. Who cares about this? Who cares? If you can just be this, you just write this. So that's your mentality. By the way, how about this fucking retest of 2008 with a nice reversal candle? Look at this. I've been fucking telling you ad nauseum about this. Breakout, retest, reversal pattern, continuation. Is there one-to-one here? Even if you're trading, this is a monthly chart, a fucking monthly chart. Is there one-to-one here? You take out this candle's high, this is your stop loss, this is the distance. Is there one-to-one here? Yes. And obviously we're not done. This is not over yet, right? You can keep running, and that doesn't matter, whatever. You're in profit, you're one-to-one. Okay, this is a monthly chart showing you breakout, there was a small retest here, and then whatever on the shorter time frame. But monthly chart, breakout, retest, reversal pattern, continuation. I mean, just for this, I can charge $5,000 on a course. But I'm giving you all this shit for free, which you don't obviously value because it is free. So, you know, do you. But it is what it is. All right. Enough with the clown show. Here's this. I will not be able to do the live tomorrow. I have to way too many meetings. But we will resume on Monday. Go check out new Funding Traders Pro accounts. I call it do whatever the fuck you want account. It's basically no more consistency score rules. There are no more news trading restrictions. Do whatever the fuck you want. You want to blow accounts? Blow accounts. I don't give a shit. If you're a professional, you know what you're doing. You're going to be making money, so we're going to start copying you. So we're going to be making money too. So it is what it is. So go pick. You now have choices. The choice is you get next gen account where we give you when you're a novice trader and you need training wheels, constraints, risk management constraints, so you don't blow one bad trade, you don't blow the whole fucking account, right? And everybody bitches and moans about it. So we said, okay, you want to be bitching? We don't want to hear about you bitching and moaning. Fucking, here you go. Here's the do whatever the fuck you want account. Do whatever the fuck you want. You want to be blowing accounts, blow accounts. All right. So go check him out. There's a discount Pro 30, PRO 30, 30. You get 30% off on top of it. So good luck with that. 1 second. On that positive note, look, we have in 10 minutes this thing closes. If we're gonna take out these candle highs, I think we're gonna very high probability we're gonna have a runner. We need to close above this candle though. All right, and then you can switch to a shorter time frame, maybe a 50-minute close, a little bit of a pullback, and off this trend line retest and continuation with stop losses below today's lows. Could be a very decent trade. All right, boys and girls, I really appreciate. 1 second. All right, so we will resume this Monday. I'll see you on Monday. I thank you all for coming. I hope obviously, I try to deliver a message very aggressively, New York style. This is where I'm from. All right, so take it as you will. I hopefully get some thicker skin. Number one. Number two. Be patient. Be patient and disciplined, and don't think you're gonna be a millionaire in a month or two. Just give it some time, and you'll be successful. All right. I'll see you on Monday. Trade carefully. Let's make some money together. All right. Cheers.